Hello everyone, and today I cannot say anything more but a facepalm because we have so much good news and just some very horrible news came out. So without any further ado, let's just go through everything and understand what can we do now and whether my prediction of a crash will actually come to fruition, unfortunately. So let's just jump in. If you're brand new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. I know that a lot of you guys are not subscribed, and therefore because of it you could be missing my videos because you don't receive notifications, and then later you're confused. So don't be confused, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if you feel like doing so, make some noise out in the comments for the algorithm so more people see this content. But if you don't want to, whatever. Anyway, quick update on Ethereum ETF. Well, BlackRock, actually Bitcoin ETF, I know this is Bitcoin ETF. So it has been a bit slow-ish, still nothing, zero pretty much yesterday. However, Ethereum one, the day before, showed a positive inflow finally, because the grayscale selling is slowing down, and right now they're down 2 billion. So they have about, again, they used to have 10, so if they would sell half, they still have 3 billion to sell. So therefore, my anticipation for the selling pressure continues and probably will continue. But you know what's interesting from yesterday? As I posted on Twitter, on X, that BlackRock actually yesterday bought more Ethereum than Bitcoin. And I mean, here is proof. So BlackRock bought the day before 118 million worth of Ethereum, but they bought only like $74 million worth of Bitcoin. So if this isn't bullish for ETH, well, I don't know what is. But anyway, let's continue. And also what is, in my opinion, incredibly bullish, you've seen Trump's speech, you've seen Cynthia Lummis come out and she actually proposed a bill to back the US dollar and, you know, create this kind of a reserve for accumulation of the United States of 1 million Bitcoin for the next few years. And it is pretty crazy that actually, if you analyze the numbers, you will see that US could actually use Bitcoin to cover the deficit and to actually cover the external national debt of $35 trillion. This is the most bullish thing ever. If you would have thought 5 years ago that these will be even the talks on the table and will be the matter of debate between presidential candidates in the US, probably Bitcoin would have gone so much higher. So it's insane, and right now we're stagnating when all of this is happening. Why? It's because of liquidity, and again, the liquidity will come very soon. So anyway, and as Dennis Porter has said, Bitcoin is the only option, and really, again, we've spoken about this so many times before, that the US dollar, just like any other fiat currency in history, is collapsing because of inflation, because of money printing, and just wrong politics and so many other things. And mostly it's because of just inflation, because of money printing, and it's unfixable. That's why really the only way to fix it is possibly with Bitcoin. And it could pay off its $34 trillion national debt. Once Bitcoin reaches 13 million per coin, which is insane if you think about it, but is it possible? I mean, if they're going to be using it on the level of the government level, then yeah, it is possible. It will not only require the US to hold about 2.6 million Bitcoin, so 10% of supply, which is relatively also quite possible. It will be possible to pay off 100% of its $34 trillion debt. We must pursue a Bitcoin strategic reserve to save America. So if you think about it, this is pretty crazy, isn't it? So if they're going to be, and they have a bill on the table to do just that, a bill. And we have a president, Trump, who is very likely to become president, who is going to support this. So this is pretty incredible. Now, certainly, this is all great and beautiful. Then why are we seeing dumps? Why is Ethereum currently down to like 3,100, and why is Bitcoin currently, you know, creating this kind of spreading wedge pattern? Because yeah, it is kind of a bullish pattern. Maybe it's going to continue like this. However, it is not looking that very great. And so with so many good news, we're supposed to just go up, right? I mean, it just is a no-brainer. And here we're just creating this McDonald's pattern. And then a lot of people are saying, oh, we're going to crush lower to these lower targets of maybe 55K, which actually kind of would make sense. And this is something that I spoke about because my huge, I don't know, prediction. I love these drawings that I later call predictions or whatever. So as I said, from here, that we are likely to go down because of grayscale, and that we can actually dump down to like 2,900. And this is where I would scale my $2.4 million Bybit trade on ETH Remember, guys, that you can also trade on Bybit. I personally trade on Bybit, and right now Bybit offers for our community, with using my link down in the description of this video, you can claim up to $30,000 initial deposit bonuses. And if you deposit more than $100,000 and you trade with $100,000 or more, you can claim up to 42% discount on trading fees, which is just absolutely incredible. So if you're trading on Bybit anyway, you might as well use that discount. And if you already have an account, you can create a new one with a different form of identification, such as, for example, a driver's license. So anyway, let's move on. So then, what happened? And the answer is right here. So the reason why we actually are seeing a slight crash, there's two reasons, main ones. So this one and then the next one. So Israel just bombed Beirut, Lebanon. So the conflict in the Middle East is continuing. The only thing that I'm happy, again, this is just horrible, but what I'm happy with is that the crash is not as crazy as it was when the conflict was just starting to happen a couple of months ago. So it kind of is more or less priced in, thankfully. So what happened was Hamas political leader Ismail was assassinated, and Iran actually happened in Iran. So Iran vowed revenge. There is a lot of bombings in Middle East, which is just horrific, and Hamas leader got assassinated. So and Iran now is standing strong and saying that we're going to retaliate, and Iran actually ordered a full-on attack against Israel now, which is just horrible. And to add insult to injury, US deploys 12 warships to the Middle East and vows support for Israel. So this is just not great at all. This is pretty bad. And outside of that, we have another reason why it's actually going down. Everything is crashing a tiny bit, is here. So Fed Chair Powell, actually again, yesterday there was an FOMC meeting, nothing new, they didn't reduce interest rates, but he was a bit dovish, and he said that the interest rate cut in September is very likely. That's why I said, please wait for September. This is going to be the day when we finally pivot, and hopefully this is going to be the beginning of Valhalla, as they call it these days in the crypto space. So that's why I said here on Twitter, 4 more weeks and the party starts. But then here is the question, will Japan fuck it up? So this is the reason number 2 why we're not pumping. Japan. So, and as this guy says here, if I'm old enough to remember that if USD yen actually does this, there will be a stock market crash. So yen, Japanese yen, has been strengthening since the 11th of July, I believe, against the dollar. And this is bad. So why is this bad news? Is because normally when this happens, usually there is some kind of a stock market crash, because again, this happened because Japan actually raised interest rates from 0. They actually went from 0 to like 0.1, and now they went to 0.25. And the reason why they're doing it is because they're kind of tired probably of the US and dominance of the dollar, and Japanese yen has been weakening and weakening and weakening, and they really don't like inflation. Japan doesn't like inflation. People don't like inflation in general. So what they're doing now, they're increasing the interest rates to actually strengthen the yen. And this could be a big problem because look, for how many years there were 0 interest rates. So this means that people were borrowing a lot of fucking money and putting it where? Into the market, into the bonds, and also maybe crypto, into whatever, because it's free money. And you basically make money on free money. It's insane. Like, there were so many people who became rich, but now they will need to dump because they realize, okay, now the interest rates are going up. We cannot afford certain things that we've been doing. So it could be a cascading amount of liquidations just because it becomes uninteresting for them to actually hold this debt. So this could be a big problem. And previously when this happened, there was a crash. The question becomes, will Bitcoin crash together with it? And this brings me back to the chart. So I still stay strong with this concept of adding to my long if we do crash down to the area in terms of Ethereum, to the area of 2,800 to 3,000. And when it comes to Bitcoin, the main support right now is setting up this spreading wedge, whatever you want to call it, at like 63,000. But the main support currently for this whole range, again, do I think it's going to go down to 52? I don't really believe so, but it certainly could be possible to retest it and to like really kick out everyone, really. So, but these things are important. The war, maybe it's priced in, but something with Japan could be quite painful and something that is looming in the background. So stay vigilant to this, and certainly I'm gonna keep you guys posted about all the developments. So please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and check out this quick tutorial as to how to trade Bitcoin with proper risk and money management. So you actually, when the times are bad, you don't lose everything, and you actually keep progressing as a trader with a long-term outlook. And as always, peace and love, Tabs Krallo. Stay smart, stay exceptionally rich. And I'll see you next video. Bye bye.